Alright, what would happen if the cops knocked on my door, stood over there, getting that angle, and as we're talking, all of a sudden, oops, what would happen? Oops. I understand that there's some laws regarding slingshots. Some states even made them illegal. So I'm not in a state that's illegal. Illinois, I believe, is legal. When I got my slingshot, I had to have a cashier check my age. She just said, "Oh, you don't look 16, right?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I got a slingshot at Walmart for $8, and this thing is a very dangerous weapon. I've been able to launch various rocks, just kind of what I find on the ground around. I've watched YouTube videos of people killing squirrels and pheasants in other countries with a different kind of slingshot. So they're a step below crossbows, a step below whatever those other things are called, bows, just regular bows, and they're lightly regulated. I decided to get one just to play with, but also to test out this right to bear arms. Most cops, or I believe in cop training, when they approach the car, it's supposed to be coming from the back, but that's for traffic stops. They'll come from the back and usually ask you to roll down your window and talk to you. So they have an advantage with security. A lot of times I'm just sitting here twisting my head back to talk to the cop, and they're doing that as an advantage thing. It's about getting the better, like it's putting me at a disadvantage for being able to reach back to them, and it's really annoying for me. But I mean that's what they do by design. So for me to reach for my slingshot and just go oops when they're here, I don't see that as a wise decision. I wouldn't do that. Reach for my knife in my door pocket here. But when the cop is standing over here, like what Officer Morris did, they can't see nothing. So I could just easily accidentally go oops, give them something to stare at for a little bit, especially when the cop acts in the way he does. Free penny. I've been picking up pennies because they can kind of be ammunition, something to shoot. So I've been looking at my pennies a little bit differently. But that's something to play with. My right to bear arms. I don't need a gun. I could just put a slingshot. There's better slingshots that you could put in your back pockets. This I wouldn't want to put in my back pockets, hanging out. It's a little cumbersome. There's smaller ones than this that are possibly more powerful. From what I understand, the flat bands are more powerful than these round bands. I'm not sure. But I'm thinking about playing around with the idea, not just with any situation though. The cop has to be standing off to the side in a poorly trained fashion, I believe, instead of right behind me, because then he just won't see me reaching for the slingshot. It'll just be kind of a happenstance type of thing. So that's something I'm thinking about now. Now that I have a slingshot, I might consider that. I've also been playing with a different angle on my second 360 camera, just putting it here. I did that with the last cop, but I don't know, I felt like I needed to fold it down, but I really don't. It should stick out more. And surprisingly, this lasted the whole time, like an hour, 20 minutes. It stayed on the whole time, while my max died at like 111. The 10 died roughly 111 as well. I turned on my phone cam towards the end when we went around the car, and this is in Carlisle, the Carlisle cop in the Walmart parking lot looking for Donna. So yeah, I got some things I'm thinking about in future cop stops. My God, I can't believe they just keep happening so much. But I mean, I park at different places and I'm meeting different people. It's either the cop wants to stop and talk to me on their own, or somebody calls. And I strongly told this cop that I can look up who called, and that's because somebody told me that they can make, or that they're going through the process of FOIAing that all my cop stops in Illinois, the past 3 or 4, and in Wisconsin too. So I talked to that cop in a manner where I felt very confident that I would get this phone call. And I don't know, I didn't talk to this guy who does the public records requests. I don't know what his status is. I got his email, but it would be interesting to know if Ruth was called in on their non-emergency line. So yeah, I'm interested in testing out my slingshot on this on police interactions in the future, and especially in states that say that the slingshot is illegal. And I don't think I'll be getting into a state like that until Michigan now. I think Minnesota is illegal, but I'm through with Minnesota. And all the southern states of me don't appear to be illegal. It's only like 7 states that are illegal, something like that. So it's right to bear arms that's surprisingly limited, completely banned in states. So, and I never really paid attention to this until recently, where I was thinking I could use a slingshot, and now I see that likely no store sells a slingshot in any of those states that deem it illegal. So that's interesting. What were the arguments involved for making these slingshots illegal? That's curious. I mean, some states have just decided that the person buying it has to be at least 16. And then other states just say any age. You can't have a slingshot at any age. And there's safety precautions you got to take. You got to watch out behind the target that you're shooting at, and all of that. Be careful. And I guess you got to hold it a little lower when you're gonna shoot. I'm learning this stuff on YouTube. Don't want to hold it next to your eye. You want to have it a little bit lower. So that's something to play around with right now. It may never happen where I test out my Slingshot's drop. Just go. Whoops! I dropped my Slingshot. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? It's kind of a defense. If I needed to ping somebody, ping something quickly. I don't really have ammunition on me. Probably could get those steel balls that are the recommended ammunition instead of collecting rocks, because steel balls are going to go in a better path to the target than anything that's jagged edged. I'm thinking it's a target issue thing. And I really don't have anything else to say about this potential situation. I keep all my cameras charged up and ready to go. I want to just say that I'm a little. This is, I guess, turning into a little police vlog. I guess I'm a little scared of my 9 because I've been recording every so often, and it sometimes doesn't record it. It turns on, and then the file becomes corrupted on the 9. That's concerning to me. That could happen at an inopportune time. So that's why I use several cameras. But I mean, this 9 is the one I will be pretty much entirely relying on if I'm put in handcuffs for whatever reason. So I mean, I'll have the 360 off in the distance, but I want to rely on something for audio too, because not all cops have body cams. I talked to that Carlisle cop towards the end. We talked about his lack of a body cam. He said they're not required to have it until 2025. So I mean, you're talking about hundreds of thousands and thousands of cops getting body cams. The manufacturing plants are possibly working in overtime to get these devices out to as many people as possible, and that takes time and it takes money. So the standards are a little bit lower for other cities. For the safer, the more, you can pretty much say that whatever cities were first to get cameras were probably some of the most dangerous cities out there, and then the safest cities are slowly catching up. There's no rush, but they're catching up, is probably what a person can assume. And the midsection of Illinois seems pretty laid back. But yeah, dangerous weapons. I haven't really tested cops have tested me with, pointing their guns at me in the past. And just like the sheriff in Bottineau, North Dakota, he dropped his gun magazine out the back door on my camera while we were talking, and he said it was because some kids, he had some kids riding during a parade the previous day. So that was interesting, and I figure, what the heck, if he can do that on camera, what am I gonna? I'm not a cop. I can't just say, oh, stop, don't move. I got to put you in handcuffs for my safety. I can't do that to him. So what will they do to me? This dropping of slingshots will probably give mixed reactions, I would think. Some can overreact, some can underreact. It's the poorly trained ones that are most curious. The ones that want to stand just off to the side and just not see where my hands are. I don't know why they do that exactly, because his partner came up behind and he was standing kind of in a proper spot to put me at a disadvantage for a reaction. But the ones that stand off to the side, I think are a bit poorly trained. I'll just leave it at that.